Hi, this is Aaron again. I'm going to show you part 3 of the Windows 7 operating system training guide. Okay, the last thing we were doing was looking at some icons on the taskbar. This thing down here. So we were looking at this one here. This describes the power for the battery within my laptop. Now, some computers are desktops and they don't have a battery. They simply have a cable that connects to the plug in your wall. So if you unplug, they will immediately be without power and will switch off. Whereas with laptops, because they have an inbuilt battery and normally, or assuming they're charged, they won't immediately switch off. Okay, moving on, we have what looks like a series of towers. If you look very closely, you can see the first 2 towers are colored white and the remaining 3 are grey. This is an indication of how strong my internet connection is. 2 out of 5 is quite weak. Generally, Wi-Fi zones that you get in libraries and pubs, they will be 4 or 5, which is good to know. Moving on, we have the time and date. Again, you can right click on this and you can change various settings for that. Adjust time and date here. I think if we right click on the internet signal strength icon, there are a couple of options here. One of them's network and sharing center. That is in one way of accessing information about the network or your internet connection. Okay, moving on to some of the most important things about the Windows operating system, and it's what's called folders and files. Okay, so I have a folder icon down here already. There is another way of activating it. If we go through to our start menu, we go to documents, so let's click that. Now what happens here, Windows opened, I've moved it to the middle of the screen. We're going to maximize it like this. Now let me explain what we have here. This is a display of the inside of your hard drive, that is your computer. The left hand side you have some shortcuts and high level locations, we shall say, displayed. The right hand side here, this large pane, we have what is inside one of these locations. So for example, the documents folder here is highlighted a very subtle grey. You may not be able to see it in your view, but it's been highlighted. You can tell it's been selected and highlighted because up here it's showing documents library. As you can see, this set of icons is what is described as a library. We have selected documents library. Within the documents library we have a series of folders. Now I've created these folders, named them. It's a way of filing. It's a way of filing my documents that I come across in my day-to-day activities. And what I'm going to do is show you how to create a folder. Now first of all, you need to decide where you're going to put your folder. Now in the old days, pre-Windows 7, there was a different way of storing files, and it was via this location here. Microsoft has created what is called a library location. It's trying to push people, users that is, into using this system It's a standard system, it's a standard way. It would be good if everybody did the same thing, because that way you could then share your documents over the internet more easily. However, a lot of people don't want to do that, and therefore they don't see why they should use the standard system, which is quite a reasonable logic, but it's something that Microsoft needs to persuade us. Okay, so if I were to show you some of these things here, then perhaps it might explain better than me talking about it. So if we click on this this location, it's called Windows C. Now what we see is some folders. You can tell they're folders because they've got yellow folders. Now these are actually pictures of a paper folder that you would actually file physical papers in, so that's hence its name, folder. What we have underneath here is some files. They're not folders because they don't have the little yellow icon. You can see that. Here we have a column that describes what this item is, and lo and behold, it is indeed a file folder. Down here we have some descriptions about what this item is, what these items are. Okay, so we have a few locations. We've got Windows C, we have DVD D, and we have CD drive E. Okay, so your hard drive is what is described as your Windows C. It's also called Windows C drive, and this is what we're looking at now. Going back to the library, so we click on the library, and then we see these 4 libraries, which is simply a replication of what we see here. So we could click here, or we could click there. It'll take us to the same place. So let's double click there, and this is my folders I've created. So let's create a folder. Imagine we have a new category of subjects that we want to store files on. So we right click in white space. This is white space. Anything to the left of here is not white space because it's got columns in it. There's no columns here, so this is white space. So we right click this, go down to new, and the option we're going to pick is folder. Okay, click that. Now what's happened here is a new folder has been created called new folder. To rename it to something more suitable, you click it once if you wish, or you can right click it and go to rename. I'm just going to call it testing 1, and you press enter with your keyboard, and what that's done is automatically sort it by alphabetical order. As you can see, it's between S and some more T's there. So if we just double click that word, that folder, it's telling us this folder is empty, and what that's done, it's taken us inside that folder, testing 1. If we go back, that takes us up a level towards testing 1 again within the documents library. So let's do that again. Let's double click on testing 1 folder, takes us inside, and up here we have what is known as an address bar, and this is telling us where we are. As you can see, it's libraries, which is this area here, documents, which is this library. Within documents we're in the testing 1 folder, and within the testing 1 folder it's empty. Okay, so we've created a folder. We may not have time to show you how to populate or move things into a folder, but let's try. If we go back up to documents, excuse me, let's take this file here. We're going to move this file into this folder. What we do, literally click and drag. So that's what we're going to do. Click, bring it up here where testing 1 folder has highlighted, and then we let go. It's disappeared from here, so let's see what's happened when we go inside, and there it is. it has appeared in here. It's been moved from